most people are not willing to do whatever it takes. When I say whatever it takes, I'm not talking about like doing things unethically or with no morals. I'm talking about like do whatever it takes with ethics, with morals, everything that's in your 100% control. Most people are not willing to do so. Why do you think most people don't have a strong work ethic or are not consistent? It's not just you wake up one morning and you're disciplined. Like, yeah, there has to be something there's a force behind discipline. In reality, if you really think about discipline, there's a force behind it, right? You have a certain type of energy, right, that is pushing you to get shit done or kind of like relax a little bit, right? It's also your thought process and your mindset. For example, some people think that, like, if you really think about most people that are in sales, right? We're talking about the 80%ers and the 20%ers. There's amazing people, but even in the MBA, you have people like that. They think they've done enough to expect the result that they actually want, right? Most people think they have done more than they actually. How many of you guys think you actually worked like crazy on Friday, let's say? Like you actually worked to the maximum potential and you expect the greatest results out of that. Most people think like that. Like, oh yeah, I had a great week last week. I had a great month last month. I had a great fucking year this year. I've been working hard. How many of you guys actually think you've been working hard? Be honest. Sometimes. That's the word. That's the word. Sometimes. You have a spurt of fucking one day or a spurt of a week, right? But does the spurt really make any difference in your life? Like, if you really think about it, I'd rather you not even work hard than do this. I'd rather you be like this and work normal than you try to do the spurts. Because the spurts drive you bananas. The spurts, all they do is waste a lot of energy and you get nothing out of it. Spurts don't do anything but piss you off because it makes you believe that you're working hard at certain points of your time, at certain points of your business, at certain points of your career, and in reality, there's going to be no results out of that. I'll give you guys an example. Try to bake a cake and put it into a burning ass fucking furnace for like 20 seconds. Then take it out and put it on the table. Then take it and put it back inside. Then take it and pull it back out. What's going to happen to that piece of cake or bread? I don't know, but it ain't going to be fucking bread at the end of the day, right? It may be burnt on the outside, right? It may be really fucking burnt on the outside, but on the inside it's fucking mush and not like good bread. And that's the same concept. That's what most people do. They go fucking for 2 days. They burn themselves out, even though they're not candles, but they still burn themselves out somehow. And then the next day they go back to what? Worse than they were before during the normal work ethic. Then they go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Look at your sales. Right? Look at your sales. Look at your life. Look at your bank account. How many of you guys see your bank account go this, this? Right? It's an exact. Look at your emotions. Right? Your emotions will dictate that as well. So how do you change that? How do you change that so you're not doing that all the time and you find this innate power, like you find this internal power to just consistently push yourself up here and just stay fucking there? How do you do that? What do you think it takes to do that? Most of you can't even sit down for 30 seconds and really tell me what is it you're chasing and how this vehicle is going to help you get that. You have no idea. You say it's money, but that's not the truth. Because if that was the truth, you would have been already fucking over here. If you have not gotten yourself to the point where you're consistently working like a borrowed mule on a consistent basis, you have not figured out what your true desires are. You have no idea yet. You think you have an idea. You think, a little bit of money will help, a nicer place will help. All those things may help, but they're not the real true reason of what you're doing. The hardest thing to find in your life is the fuel. That's the hardest thing to find. Right? Like, for example, let's say you get fueled up if somebody smacks you. What should you be doing every single day? Getting smacked. Find a way to get smacked. Oh, Michael, but you don't know it hurts my feelings. Motherfucker, don't you want the fuel? 99% of people don't have the fuel. That's why they're just coasting through life. So I don't care where the fuel comes from. I don't care if it comes from ex-girlfriends. I don't care if it comes from ex-teachers. I don't care if it comes from people that you've worked with. I don't care if it comes to your close fucking friends. I don't have that many close fucking friends. I'm okay with that. I have a lot of acquaintances, a lot of guys that, hi, all this stuff. I don't have true fucking blood friends. I don't have that, and I'm okay with that. Because I understand that I'm wired fucking differently. I am misunderstood by many. Would you guys agree a little bit? I'm misunderstood by a lot of people. I'm probably misunderstood by 90% of the people that come close to me. They don't understand me at all. But I understand me. That's all that matters. I understand what makes me fucking tick. I understand what wires me up. I understand what gets me to go out there and fucking pound it. I know that. I've been doing it. I don't have that many ups and downs. I mean, Eric has been around me for many, many years, and I don't really have that many Do I have like weeks and months where I just don't want to do anything for like weeks and months straight? I'm pretty fucking consistent when it comes to work ethic. Pretty fucking driven. I've had death. I've had breakups. I've had fucking tough situations, right? I've had challenging partnerships. I've had people quit on me. I've had people doubt me. That to me is just what? Just more fucking fuel. The second somebody quits on me, to me, it fucking fuels me. So guess what I've been doing for the past decade? Building sales teams. And eventually people quit. And that's okay, because that fuels me. You guys don't realize when I SNR somebody, that fuels me. In my mind, I'm going to prove the motherfucker wrong. This is what I'm thinking. Maybe this is not healthy. I don't know, but I'm thinking, I can't wait for this company to fucking blow up so that he sees it somewhere in the fucking Instagram or social media and he's like, fuck, I wish I was there. That's literally what I think about. Now, the question is, how do you get that fuel? How do you get that fuel? Where do you find that fuel? Study yourself. Most people don't even, you know what you guys are doing? First of all, the first layer is that you don't study anybody. That's the first level. You don't study anybody, you don't even study yourself. That's already, you're a loser. Second person, he studies everybody. He's watching videos, Elon Musk, Andrew Tate. You know more about Andrew Tate than you know about yourself, right? Then you have the third person that not only studies other people, but he studies themselves and sits down and spends hours by yourself, okay? I remember I used to be afraid of being alone because I was afraid of having these demons with these thoughts that I had at 19, 20 years old, right? Because I didn't know how to control my thoughts. And I was afraid of being alone. I was afraid of doing anything alone. And my mentor one time just said, just go fucking do it. He made me drive 8 hours to Fort Drum one time by myself, right? I didn't believe I could have done it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so scared. What the fuck was I scared about? What was I scared about, right? Then I started driving fucking from state to state, right? And then I started traveling around the fucking world, right? It was just a fake fear. So my point is this, study yourself. You need to understand what is it that goes on in your mind? What is it that ticks you? What is it that makes you mad? What is it that excites you? Right? Try different things. I've tried so many different things, you know? There's been things that I tried that I'm like, I don't like this shit. There's been things that I tried, I'm like, oh wow, I love this. It fuels me. For example, traveling, right? I never knew how traveling would change my life, okay? I've been going to a bunch of countries in the past couple of months, right? And past year or so. Last year I went to 10 countries, right? And I think 8 or 10 countries, I don't know. But this year I'm already at 3 or 2 countries. But think about that. What have I done for myself? I literally found something that fucking fuels me. Because when I go to a different country for a week and I see poverty and I see rich people and I see middle class and I see different architecture, different stuff, and I see history, it inspires me. When I see Alexander the fucking Great fucking statue, it made me feel amazing. I was like, damn, one day I want to have a fucking trophy of myself. It just inspires me. It creates this abundance of fuel, right? It's not an ego thing. It's more of a fuel thing, right? I didn't go around telling everybody, oh my God, I want to be like Alexander the Great. No, but for me, it inspired me for a fucking week, for a month. Does that make sense? So you got to figure out what fuels you. For maybe Eric, it's maybe being around fucking trees, being around nature, being alone. That's awesome. Maybe you need.
What fuels me, but that's what cools me.
That's what cools you. Okay, so you need to figure out what fuels you, right? Some people need to be cooled. I don't think you need to be cooled. I think you need to be fueled a little bit. I think you need to be fueled.
It's what heals me.
It's what heals you, but what fuels you, right? What fuels you? That's what you got to think about. What really fuels you? This is how you know what fuels you. You create massive action right after you fucking get the fuel. Massive. Like, there's no time for like, let me think about the plan. Let me think about how I'm going to do it. No, you create, like literally you just create massive action. The second somebody calls me and says, Michael, blah, 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 blah. They're fucking shitting on me or putting me down at that moment, or whether there's a conversation, whether there's someone quitting on me, whether it's my fucking ex-girlfriend, future girlfriend, middle girlfriend, this girl. Any of those shits happen, the second they fucking doubt me or say, oh, you fucked up here, the second they bring up my failure, it fucking fuels me. I'm like, really? That's how you see me? Watch. When you have fucking fuel, right, and you put it on your fucking self, what happens? That snap happens. Oh, Michael, I tried finding my fuel. It doesn't make me create action. That's not your fuel. That's someone else's fuel. Don't try to be like me and have someone fucking call you today and say quit. Or don't have someone quit on you today or curse you out today because that's not what maybe fuels you. Some people get fueled when they have no fucking money in their bank account. I'll give you an example. I have a friend of mine who had a lot of money. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, he had almost $1 million. Okay? Now, he's at fucking almost zero. Okay? Life situations happen. And he has changed his actions lately. Right? He's changed a lot of his actions. But my question is are those actions changed because of the desperate situation he's in? Or did he actually get fueled up a little bit? Because if he's just doing it because of desperate actions, once he starts getting back to a little bit, a couple of dollars in his bank account, he gets back to what? Back to complacency, back to who he was before. When somebody says something to me, I don't like, and they as an example, it fuels me, right? That fuel, it doesn't last for like a day. It lasts for a very long time. It's like this unlimited source of power that pushes you. And then what ends up happening, you don't care about knocking on doors. You don't care about making phone calls. You don't care about missing trips. You don't care about missing boat trips. You don't care about missing the beach. You don't care about hanging out with your fucking friends. As a matter of fact, you don't even care about if you're single, chasing fucking tail. Because it's irrelevant. Because you'll see work ethic or chasing tail. You're like, damn, work ethic. Because that fuel, it's fueling you. You understand what I'm saying? That's how the greats of the greats get to the places they're at. How do you think Michael Jordan fueled himself for fucking so many years to play ball? You think it was because of basketball? No, he found ways to fuel him. Anytime somebody fucking rubbed their shoulders on him, what would he do? Next game. This was going on. He was creating. Listen, you may have to be a little bit unhealthy and a little bit sick to create those illusions in your head. They may be illusions. It may be that I have the chip on my shoulder that it's not actually real, that people are actually telling me. It doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck. I figured out what fuels me. And if I have to convince myself that somebody doubted me for a quick fucking second because they looked at me with two eyes like this, I don't give a fuck. It still did what? Still fueled me. And that fuel lasts a long time. That's jet fuel to my fucking engine. So you may, while you're thinking, oh, it's unhealthy, oh, this, oh, it's not a great place to live. Bro, you missed the whole fucking point. The whole point is to fucking fuel your ass. What fuels you? Think about that. And if you're watching this video, you got to really think about what is it that fuels you and really dig deep, right? It could be a situation. By the way, a lot of people say money. It's not money, bro. I'm telling you, money is not the fuel because think about it. If you had a fucking wad of fucking cash in front of you, does that motivate you looking at that? Honestly, does it motivate you any bit? Do you get a hard on when you see fucking money on the table? Does that really? No, it's not about the money. It's about what the choices the money can bring to you. So you got to really think deeper than that. What are the choices that I want? Do you really care about living in a brickle, or does, living in a regular apartment doesn't bother you? It suffices. If lifestyle is not it, then don't force yourself to have lifestyle. I thought a long time ago the green Lamborghini was what I really wanted, and it kind of drove me for a little bit. It wasn't that. You know what drove me? When my fucking friend at 19 years old, I'll never forget, I was laying on my bed, and I was on the phone telling you about this new business I was getting involved in. I'm going to get a Lamborghini. It was a green Lamborghini I was going to get that was looking at my wall, and he started fucking chuckling and laughing like a fucking hyena. And I'll never forget that. Never forget that. Hopefully, Arnold, you're watching this fucking video. He was laughing to the point where I will never forget the bed cover that I had that day, where I was sitting, how I was laying down, the phone in my ear like this. I will never forget that. And I said, really? I said, it's all good, bro. And I hung up the phone, and in that day, I made a decision. I will fucking prove this motherfucker wrong. But I realized that it wasn't the Lamborghini that I was chasing. It was the fact that I could actually afford it. And when I can afford it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5, I was like, I don't really want the Lamborghini that much. It wasn't really my big dream to really have the Lamborghini. The Lamborghini, the reason why I wanted the Lamborghini, talking about it so much, was because I wanted to prove this fucker wrong. That's what it really was. And then in 2019, I was able to afford it. I was like, I'll get it when I'm in Miami. I got to Miami. I'm like, Corona. I'll get it after Corona. Then after Corona, I'm like, I get it when I get, a few sales. I got no room to go. Why didn't I get the Lambo? Not because I can't afford it, because I didn't it wasn't my drive, it wasn't my fuel. The fuel that came from it was the guy fucking hated me. What is your fuel? When you figure out your fuel, oh my God, you have this immense amount of power, and you don't think about, oh, how long will the install take? Oh, what am I? It doesn't matter. It'll get you so focused and so zoned in, nothing fucking matters. You don't care about going out to eat. You don't care about going out. You can still do those things. But the majority of your day will be consumed by this thought of how do I accomplish the thing that I want to accomplish. You know why most people jump around from company to company? Think about that. Have you guys ever wondered? Like, you have any friends that jump around from company to company? They go to this company, doesn't really work out. They go to this company, doesn't really work out, right? I never really jumped around from company to company. It just kind of transitioned because every company that I left is because they closed. If the company has X amount of benefits or this company has X, it didn't matter to me. All I needed was just a fucking vehicle to just get me to fucking go through what I needed to go through. It's not about the company. It's always about who? It's about the fucking person. I want the respect of other people that I respect, right? That's another fuel of mine. So for me, if I'm in a room and I'm not in the fucking front, or I'm not, like last night, fueled the fuck out of me, okay? I went to the game last night, okay? Of the fight, sorry. I'm sitting there and I see everyone like celebrities and stars and everyone's shaking hands, everyone's taking pictures, and I'm just sitting there all by myself, because I went alone, right? And I did it for a reason. I did it to get fueled a little bit because I knew that I was going to get fueled. I knew it. I went by myself, drove fucking 30 minutes to fucking sunrise, sat there. I had nobody with me. I didn't invite anybody. I just wanted to be by myself. I sat there and I was like, all right, I'm by myself. I'm alone, okay? So as I'm there alone, guess what's going on in my mind? Sickness. Like, how come motherfuckers are not taking pictures of me? How come I haven't added enough value to the world? How come I didn't do enough things in a row where somebody wants to take it? Like, all these things are going in my fucking head. That's all I got from the event. I didn't need to see the fight. The fight was not the real reason why I went. I went there to get more fucking fuel for myself. You see what I'm saying? I know what motivates me. That's why I go to events, because when I'm sitting in the fucking front and I'm not on stage, it fires me up to be that person that I need to become. It's not about being on stage, you understand? It's about figuring out what fucking fuels you. I just gave you guys 2 things that fucking fuel me up. There's a bunch more. My question to you guys is this. This is a little exercise for yourself. Study yourself and figure out what fuels you. And sometimes you may get angry at the things that fuel you. Use that anger to your advantage. Sometimes these things make you sad and depressed, right? Like, for example, I hated being alone. I hate being alone. I like doing things with groups of people, hanging out with boys, or like camaraderie. So yesterday when I'm by myself, it fucking did what to me? It fueled me. I'm like, why don't I have fucking 30 people with me here at this event? Right? It fucking fueled me. So you need to figure out and put yourself in situations where you need that extra fuel.